Hi everyone and welcome to Just Love. My name is Paula and I'm here with Judy. Hi Judy.
Hi Paula, hi everyone.
In recent episodes we've been discussing 0 point energy and how to harness it. And one of the ways that we do this both on Earth and off planet is by crystals. So Judy, can you expand a little bit more on this?
Okay Paula, I'll try, but I have to confess I don't know a lot about crystals. When we talk about crystals providing power, we of course immediately think of quartz crystal watches. So I guess that's an example, only on a much smaller scale. From what I read quite recently somewhere was that it was crystal power used wrongly that brought about the annihilation of Atlantis. I've always suspected this because I've never been able to take to the Atlantean culture and I tend to not feel comfortable with crystals. I think crystals were used to control people back then. To confirm this memory, I had a very unpleasant experience some years ago when somebody tried to give me a chakra balancing with crystals. As she placed them on me, I started to feel quite unwell, like I was going to pass out. The room started spinning and I felt nauseous. It was also taking me back to a past life, and in my head I was begging whoever it was to stop. Luckily the woman doing it saw what was happening. I must have gone really white in the face, so she took the crystals off me. I just had to lie there for a while, unable to move, and it took several days before I fully recovered. On another occasion, I was giving Reiki to a regular client who was a real Reiki addict and always pulled the energy in very strongly. But on this occasion, it just didn't seem to be flowing. It was being blocked somehow. It turned out that a psychic had told my client to tape a crystal to one of her chakras. As soon as she removed it, the Reiki flowed normally.
So how was the crystal blocking the Reiki?
To tell you the truth, I don't know. Maybe it was putting some sort of energy field around her, but I would have thought Reiki would work regardless. The only thing that usually blocks Reiki is if the recipient doesn't want it on the higher self level. And this is why we always ask permission of the recipient's higher self before sending. So no, I don't know the answer to that. It was obviously the crystal because as soon as she removed it, the Reiki came through in a strong flow.
So do you think you were in Atlantis at that time for you to have such a strong reaction?
I suspect I may have been. The Atlantis thing has never drawn me strongly, and in fact I find it a bit off-putting, so maybe I did have a bad experience there with crystals. Lemuria, yes, I really resonate with that, not Atlantis.
So why do you think people both have positive experiences and not so positive experiences with crystals?
I think crystals can be used either way, positively or negatively. The person who gave me the treatment was a rather controlling type with quite mixed energies, but she had the right intentions. She wasn't doing anything negatively deliberately, but she was inclined to be one of these one-weekend workshop experts, if you know what I mean. So maybe she just didn't cleanse the crystals properly.
What do you know about crystals being used to power UFO craft?
Well, funnily enough, Paula talk about coincidence, which there is no such thing as coincidence, as we know. I've just finished reading Dolores Cannon's book, Keepers of the Garden, and in Chapter 3, entitled The Spaceship, pages 16, 17 and 18, the person she has under hypnosis provides some really interesting information on this very subject, which totally resonates with me. To quote, "The fuel of the ships is crystal power. The crystal is a channel or a filter which focuses cosmic energies and directs them to generate thrust." They then go on to explain that the crystal is specifically shaped to carry out this function and is located at the very centre of the ship. It has the effect of drawing and focusing universal energy. This energy is then activated and guided through the pilot placing their hands on a specific area of the console. Through this touch, the energy system of the pilot links with that of the ship through the heart meridian running down the pilot's arms and into their hands. I think the crystal would be the heart meridian of the heart chakra of the ship. The ship also has energy meridians through which the energy flows. This is the same principle that is used in hands-on healing techniques such as Reiki. From my understanding, I believe some ships are actually crystals themselves rather than just having a crystal at their heart centre.
Wow, that's interesting. You have spoken before about how you guide the ships with the palm of your hands. So looking forward to the day when we have this technology on Earth.
It would be nifty, hey. This is why I love doing Reiki and Tai Chi so much. Feeling the energy coming out through the palms of my hands reminds me of guiding a ship. But ship guidance takes a very high level of concentration. It's really deep focused consciousness, way beyond what most of us are capable of down here.
So what were some other standouts from Dolores Cannon's book, Judy?
Well, it was very interesting to hear what came up with the guy she was working with. He obviously has dual soul consciousness and has found life quite a struggle down here. At one point he was on the verge of taking his own life. Luckily intervention happened, and by gaining more conscious awareness through the hypnotherapy really helped him to understand more deeply why he'd always had such difficulties. Earth is a beautiful planet, but life down here is not easy, with all the xenophobia and warmongering in the way. So many people just can't seem to get on with others. There's just so much fear. It's really sad. On page 118, Dolores asks his higher soul self about the star seeds coming onto the planet and how these new energies would not be ingrained with these negative thought processes. His answer is, that's exactly right. It's an infusion of new blood, good blood. They are to clear the energies, to give new energy, new ways of seeing things, to show how to clear the energy for those earth souls who have never been shown. For were it to run its course, all would eventually be channeling negative energy and ultimate destruction would be the result.
Well, that does make sense, because you can see how the controllers are trying to ramp the fear and xenophobia up more and more, which has the effect of disempowering and dividing humanity. It's vital for people to see this and to stop being pulled in by it. And as we've talked about before, the controllers gain sustenance through all the fear they create in human minds. Fear gives them strength.
That's for sure, Paula, and this is something I talk about at length in my books, and especially how this has gone on for millennia on Earth. You can access all my books through links on my website, listed below, and they are Human by Day, Zeta by Night, followed by the Zeta Message, then Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth, Lessons in History, and my two most recent books, both Kindle editions and both also available in German, An Interview with an Alien, Comments by an Undercover ET, and Cosmic Spirituality, Blending Religion and Science in Oneness from an Off-Planet Perspective.
Thank you so much, Jude, and thank you everyone for listening. Please share, like and subscribe. Sending you all much love, and bye for now.